The house that waits. The vanishing. The old Blackwood house had stood for over 100 years. No one lived in it anymore, but no one dared to tear it down, either. It wasn't just abandoned. It was waiting. They said people who entered never came out. Some villagers swore they heard screams from inside at night. Others whispered that they saw figures staring from the windows, figures that did not belong to this world. One evening, a group of 4 friends, Jonas, Peter, Elise, and Clara, stood at the rusted iron gate, staring up at the decaying mansion. "I bet it's just a story," Jonas scoffed, kicking a loose stone. "People disappear all the time." Peter adjusted his glasses nervously. "Yeah, but not like this. No bodies. No evidence. Just gone." Elise shivered. "So why are we even here?" Clara, the fearless one, grinned. "Because we need to know. And besides, what if we find something no one else has?" The 4 stepped through the gate, and the wind slammed it shut behind them. 2. Inside the dark. The door creaked as they pushed it open. Inside, the air smelled of rot and dust. The grand staircase stretched ahead, the wooden steps warped and cracked. Then, the door shut by itself. "Okay, that was the wind, right?" Elise whispered. Jonas tested the handle. Locked. "Guess we're committed now," Clara said, trying to sound confident. The walls were lined with old portraits of people whose faces were blurred, as if the paint itself had been smeared by unseen hands. A long hallway stretched into darkness, lined with doors. Then came the sound. Footsteps. But they were above them. "No one's supposed to be here," Peter said, his voice barely above a breath. Then, something even worse. Laughter. Not cheerful. Not human. A wet, scraping laugh, like someone choking on their own breath. The friends turned toward the stairs, and at the top stood a figure. It was tall and thin, its limbs too long, its neck twisted. Its face was covered in a bag, with deep stains soaking through the fabric. It did not move. But the longer they stared, the closer it seemed to be. Clara grabbed Peter's arm. "We need to leave. Now." Jonas turned back to the door. But there was no door anymore. Just a blank wall. Elise began to hyperventilate. That was just here. It was just here. Behind them, the laughter came again. 3. The house does not let go. The shadows in the corners of the room began to shift. One by one, the portraits turned their heads toward the 4 intruders. Jonas screamed and kicked at the wall where the door had been. "Let us out." The house sighed. The sound was everywhere, like the walls were breathing. Then Clara vanished. One moment she was holding Peter's arm. The next, she was gone. No sound. No movement. Just gone. Elise screamed. "Where is she? Where is she?" Peter clutched his head, his breath shallow. She was just. Jonas grabbed their arms. "We have to keep moving. Find another way." They turned down the hallway, sprinting past closed doors. The footsteps above them grew faster, keeping pace. Then Elise vanished. One blink. One breath. Gone. Peter sobbed. Jonas pulled him forward. "Don't stop. Run." They burst into the main hall. The front door was back. Wide open. Freedom. They bolted toward it. Jonas made it out first, stumbling onto the front steps. He turned, reaching for Peter. But Peter was already gone. The door slammed shut. Jonas turned back to the house. "Peter!" he screamed. The house was silent. No windows. No doors. Just solid walls, like Peter had never existed. Jonas fell to his knees, gasping for breath. He was alone. Then, a voice behind him. "Jonas." He turned. Standing behind him, wearing Peter's clothes, was something wrong. Its head was tilted too far to one side. Its fingers were too many. And when it smiled, its teeth were not human. Jonas did not scream. Because by the time he understood, he was already gone too. 4. The house waits for more. The next morning, the villagers saw the Blackwood house standing as it always had. But now, 4 new portraits hung on the walls inside. The figures in them were twisted, screaming. And at night, if you listened closely, you could hear them whispering for help. But no one ever answered. Because no one who did was ever seen again.